I have implemented SmartTask across more than 300 agencies, and there's one structural mistake I see repeat again and again. The setup becomes such a mess that honestly, sometimes you don't fix the carpet, you change the whole house. And that's exactly why agencies keep switching PM tools like they change their shirts. Here's the truth: nobody wants to admit it's not the tool's fault, it's the way agencies set up their processes and systems in the tool. In this video, I will show you the mistake almost every agency make and why it creates chaos as you scale, and a simple fix that solves everything. Let's jump in. Imagine you are doing content work for client A. Client servicing or the accounts manager is the person who is the interface between your team and the client. He owns the client relationship and makes sure everything is on track. So this account manager or client servicing person will create a clients group and create the client project client A. Till here, everything is fine, but this is where everything breaks. Content team also creates their own projects, content project for client A, content project for client B, and so on and so forth. Dev team also does the same, and design team also does the same. In no time, now we have n number of projects for the same client. And this is why things go south. As you get more clients, more and more projects get added. The number of projects explodes, and it starts looking like a graveyard of abandoned projects. The account manager too has to look after multiple projects for each client, and as the clients increases, it becomes virtually impossible for him to keep an eye on what is happening where. Even the execution team gets stretched thin. Writers have to monitor 15, 20 smaller projects every day. Delays, confusion, miscommunication, context switching becomes a daily occurrence. And then you hear the classic line, the project management tool is slowing us down. Yeah, the tool will be sitting in the quiet corner thinking, I literally didn't do anything. It's you who created 87 projects. Here's the fix, a simple principle that you can adopt. All of the work starts in the client project, whereas the team projects are specifically for execution purposes. So your account manager or the client servicing person will create a dedicated client project within the client's group. The account manager will be responsible for all of the communication between the internal teams and the client and making sure the deadlines are met. Whereas the content team and different teams in the organization will have a single project which holds all of the content work, for example, and similarly, the development team will have development all work. For example, now assume that the content strategist wants the team to publish a blog post. Now, this task gets added under the client project and then gets shared with the dedicated team, the execution team. This is where the advantage of good project management tool comes into picture. A good project management tool will allow you to share a same task across multiple projects. So whatever update the content team makes, the client servicing team will be able to know. And similarly, if there are some changes the client wants, the same can be conveyed back to the execution team. Now, both of the teams are in sync. There is clarity into what needs to be done and when. There are no longer 15, 20 micro projects to manage, and everyone has clarity on where the task lies in which project, and they have clear visibility across the work that is happening. So here's why it works well. For the account managers, everything is in the client project. They have visibility across team and work, and tracking becomes effortless because they no longer have to track 15, 20 micro projects, right? For the execution team, they can work from one project. They get work from across clients, so that is the clients under the client group, client A, client B, that way. They get work from everywhere in one single place, and which is the reason why they can now also start planning their bandwidth properly. Lastly, for the agency, since everything is structured well, there is zero clutter, better visibility into what is happening across client projects. There is accountability too, because you no longer need to go to separate projects to see what is happening. And team starts liking using PM tools. It's no longer you have to switch between different PM tools, right? And scaling becomes easier too. So this is how mature agencies operate. without breaking away from a PM tool every 6 months. So next time your PM tool feels messy or your team complains about too many projects, it's probably not the software. It's the structure. Fix the structure and you will instantly remove confusion, miss deadlines, and the overwhelm. And if you want your agency operations systemized with right structures from day one, try out SmartTask and our process mapping services. Link is in the description below. See you next time. Bye bye.